workable solution.
Race politics has long been a crutch for politicians who do not have constructive ideas. It is extremely sad that there are still a number of politicians in Sri Lanka who cannot rise above this petty instinct. It is even more unfortunate that there are some in the international community who wittingly or unwittingly exploit this petty instinct to rekindle the flames of communal disharmony in Sri Lanka. They do this by complaining about certain issues in relation to the humanitarian operation. The first issue they focus on is the accountability. In the aftermath of the humanitarian operation, various people started making various claims about the numbers of civilians killed and missing during the last stages of the conflict. Some say 10,000 people were killed. Others say 40,000. And a few make claims for even higher numbers. I strongly emphasize that these are arbitrary figures with no basis in reality. Nevertheless, the government has been conscious of the need to address this issue through a proper assessment. The approach the government took in this regard was a very technical and professional one. The Department of Census and Statistics, which is the official government arm for these matters, conducted a complete census of the concerned areas. In keeping with the usual practice, the government servants of the relevant districts were tasked with carrying out the work. In the case of the northern province, this meant the government servants were given the responsibility to conduct the census in that area. In the questionnaire that was used, the issue of people who died and went missing during the humanitarian operation was specifically addressed. With the completion of the census, it has been possible to identify specifically by name all such persons. The census is now in the process of finalization, and the relevant information will be released in very near future. It is important to note that the number of dead and missing in this forthcoming census will include people in various categories. Those who died of natural causes, those who died of accidents, those who left the country through illegal means, particularly by boat to India or to Southeast Asia, and from there to the West, those who died whilst fighting as members of the LTTE, those who died as a result of being caused to fight by the LTT, those who died as a result of resisting the LTT, for which we have ample evidence through other sources, including aerial footages. There is also new gruesome evidence that has come out, which will be made known to the public very soon, about how the LTT killed injured cadres and even young children who were housed in a church during this time. The final category of death are the ones that occurred due to military action. It is only for the deaths of people in this last category that the Sri Lankan military can bear any responsibility. As a result of these census, we already know that the real numbers of dead and missing is in this category is far too small to provide any substance to absurd allegations of genocide and war crimes that have been made against our military by the rump of the LTT and their cronies. The Lessons Learned and Reconciliation Commission appointed by His Excellency the President in 2009 has gone into all matters concerned with conflict. its report has been handed over to the President. And if there are any specific allegations or evidence of crimes therein, investigations will be undertaken and necessary action will be taken against those involved. The government is also committed to implementing general recommendations made by the LLRC with regard to reconciliation. However, it must be borne in mind that all these matters, Sri Lanka will act on its own accord. As a sovereign nation with a rich culture and a proud heritage, Sri Lanka does not need external guidance to achieve reconciliation. This will be achieved through an organic, local effort, consistent with our culture and our values, and not based on external ideals others try to impose on us. It is evident that the culture norms differ from country to country. People living in the United States of America or Australia or Canada or the United Kingdom or any other country have no proper understanding of the ground situation in Sri Lanka, nor do they understand our current cultural context. It is not for outsiders to impose their values or their judgments on Sri Lanka. It is the same Sri Lankans who suffered from the ravages of LTT terrorism for 30 years and who are now reaping the rewards of peace that will find solutions to our national issues, not outsiders. Sri Lanka today is a nation striving to achieve prosperity on the foundation of peace resulting from the defeat of terrorism. Reconciliation is an essential part of this endeavor, and it is one that will be achieved. As we step forward into a peaceful and prosperous future, I have every confidence that all of us, irrespective of our ethnicity, religion, caste, gender, or political affiliation, will put aside our differences and work and live together. We will first and foremost be Sri Lankans. Thank you. Thank you very much.